Day 3 of Gen Con 2025 continues to rock on. And it's been a while since I talked to anyone from Monte Cook Games. I don't know why, but we all are going to actually talk to a couple of folks. So it's Olivia and Kate.
Yep.
And we're going to talk quite a bit about the Cypher System, Monte Cook Games, because you got a lot cooking. And I have not really covered Monte Cook Games much in the past outside of sharing news. And I know my audience is very curious about how the Cypher System works and things like that. So first of all, thanks for taking some time out to chat.
Yeah. Lovely. Thank you for coming over. Massively appreciated.
I had nothing better to do. I'm kidding. Okay, so let's talk kind of big scale with the Cypher System, because so many people out there, they play role-playing games, they play D20 games, they're used to a specific sort of mechanical aspect to their games, and Cypher System isn't that.
No,
so
absolutely.
How would you elevator pitch somebody if they were kind of like, I've heard about Monte Cook Games, their artwork's fantastic, I don't know how to play it?
So, I would say that the elevator pitch is that you can play any character in any genre and in any setting you want. That's what the Cypher System allows you to do. And if you can imagine a difficulty between 0, super easy, no problem, and 10, probably impossible unless you do a bunch of things, then you can absolutely play Cypher System. And the way it plays is very much like you have your own TV show. So all of those things that you want to do that's there, that you're shouting at the telly because the character's done something daft, you get to play those characters, and the way it plays is very much that there's definitely an A-line plot or story, but because it's very character-driven and because it's very narrative, all of a sudden all those extra B, C, and D character things come in, and so you have this wonderful, wonderful way of telling a story. So if you want your own TV show about science fiction or fantasy or magic or fairy tale or folklore or weird horror or any kind of things, you need Cipher.
And you have plenty of products that handle a lot of genres out there.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I
horror.
believe we have horror. I believe we're up to 7 genre books, so we call them our genre books. We have horror, Weird West,
yes,
modern magic, fantasy, science fiction, fairy tale, superheroes. Have I missed any? And cyberpunk. So
yes,
8.
that's the newest, the
8.
cyberpunk one.
Here's one we prepared earlier. So yeah, this is Neon Rain by Sean Reynolds, and so designers will lead a particular book, but then also everyone will collaborate on this, which is cool. So the wonderful thing about genre books is not only does it help you play them in Cipher, it's a lovely, lovely look at how do you do cyberpunk. Is it near future? Is it quite far future? What is the level of cyberpunk? Are you going to look at it like a steampunk thing instead? Are you doing it where are you setting? What's the deal? And
what's the level of governmental corruption? Well, I mean, that's a big cyberpunk.
Yeah, absolutely it is. What is the level of corporate meddling?
Yes.
What is the level of body augmentation or change or actual cyber that you might be putting into yourself?
Sure.
Where is your tech level? And so because each of the books deals with all possible things like this, and one of the joys of these books is a lot of folks, even if they don't necessarily play Cipher, they'll take our genre books because it's a really nice view as to what that is for that particular setting. And so it goes through all of that, and then it will give you loads of ideas. Oddly, we don't normally do a lot of equipment. We let people sort their own equipment out. This particular one with Neon Rain has a load of different equipment and things on there. It's things like how do you deal with cyber psychosis, because obviously when you're replacing a lot of yourself with machine, there's
You're
a load
replacing your humanity.
Exactly.
Yes.
But there's lots of interest. So interestingly, I read this a bazillion years ago, and it was talking about why your street samurai or your person who has got a gun replaced for an arm, why is it that they're always like click, click, more stuff in there? And it's interesting because they said, well, if you've got a replacement limb, you need the person to have the feeling of that limb. So when you're out of bullets, your fingers are cold. So you want to reload, your hands are nice and toasty warm, and suddenly it gives that humanity side of things to that use of a strange and cybernetic implant. So all of that sort of thing's in Neon Rain. There's a similar kind of discussion for all of our books as well. So yeah.
And one thing I've noticed since, stay tuned, I've got a lot of Monte Cook Games reviews. You've seen first looks at the books. We've done it live. Just haven't finished reading them yet. But one thing I have noticed, even just from paging through, first of all, the artwork throughout every single book I've seen from you is spectacular. It is, I will say, I don't know of a company that's doing it better.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm not saying that nobody matches it or anything like that, but I don't know of anybody who does the artwork better than what I've seen with the Monte Cook Games. And for a lot of people, it's very, very important. But the other thing I've noticed just glancing through is how much of the genre books really focus on inspiring the players and inspiring the game masters to create their own setting, that they're getting a skeleton to build upon, as opposed to, this is our setting, if you don't run the game this way, you're playing it wrong. And I thought that was very cool.
Yes, I think that we always try to approach it as a toolbox for creating bigger and better things, because we have a team of amazing creatives, but they don't have every idea in the world. And they certainly don't have like every, single possible thought for every encounter and every NPC and every equipment. And so
that's Elliot behind the camera. He's that guy.
When we look at the genre books, I think the idea is it is a comprehensive tool set for every possible aspect of the game, without becoming a hindrance, in terms of having too much, too fast, all that and whatnot. And thank you for the comment on the art. Our art director, Bear, is phenomenal, and we...
You call it, it's the kickback.
Right, yes, exactly.
I've got some stuff around here somewhere.
But we work with amazing artists. We work with amazing human artists, and we're very, very,
that's
very,
important too.
We're very proud to have so many amazing artists that we're working on. Lots of very cool upcoming stuff. Lots of art that I'm very excited to start sharing on social media.
Very nice. Because for some reason, Olivia, I think you have something to do with that.
I wonder why you would think that. Yeah, so I do all the socials for Monte Cook Games. So we are on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, and YouTube. And I love...
Too bad you guys don't get around much.
Yeah, no. But we love seeing everyone's stuff. Love hitting retweet, repost.
Yes.
Repost.
Shares, reposts, yeah.
But
which, as a content creator, you don't understand how much that means to us. Especially like when we do review videos and things like that, you would be amazed how many publishers out there who simply like something on social media. They don't share it with their community, who are the people who should be seeing those videos in the first place. So thank you. I'm getting teary-eyed about it.
It's one of the advantages of putting the 21-year-old in charge of your socials, because I'm reasonably au fait with it. My background is in marketing with digital agencies and things, and now it moves so quickly that Liv will come up and go, the Kabobbins is on this thing and we need to do the X, Y, Z on the thing. I was like, terrific. What do you need? She's like, I need this, this, and this. Like, it's all right, we've got you. You go ahead, and it's really good. And that engagement is lovely. And we want to see that from other people. We love seeing other people's ideas, because we're living this and working this. Seeing someone else come up with something which is a different take, a completely interesting thing, something whimsical, something funny, something completely bonkers is a joy, and we share it. That's the other thing. So it's shared on social media, and also in our Slack channels on MCG, where we have specifically a lovable stuff channel, and things like this go into it. So the see it, the rest of the company sees it.
And also, to toot your horn a little bit more, I deal with hundreds of publishers, especially over the 15 years that we've done this. And you also, I noticed your social media, you look to create community, which is not necessarily something you see a lot from medium to large publishers. We tend to see their social media posts are oh look at this item. You're going to be able to buy it soon. Look at this artwork from this thing. It's on sale now. Here's a link. And it's like, where's the community there? You're just inundating me with what essentially are advertisements.
Right.
And it's like, do you play the game, buy the game, whatever? We don't care. Well, buying it, yeah, but...
Yeah.
So I appreciate that as well.
Well, thank you. I think one thing I
think you need a raise.
We'll take it under advisement.
One thing that we established pretty early on was that we wanted our accounts to have a very human voice, and we wanted to be funny and to be engaging and to not just be shouting into the void, because there's so much of that.
Right.
We don't need to add to anyone's feed in that way. So that makes me very happy to hear that it's coming across. So thank you very much.
Sweet. So, Kate, you were talking about a lot of things cooking for
Yes.
Monte Cook Games. Let's talk about a big Kickstarter that is on the horizon. We've been talking Cypher System. We're going to talk about the new edition of Cypher System. You have a starter set here, which is not the new edition, by the way. How could it be? But which looks pretty impressive. So let's talk a little bit about the upcoming Kickstarter and what changes might be taking place with this new edition.
Absolutely. So one of the reasons that we have a starter set is twofold. One, we occasionally get those amazing unicorn type folks who come in and said, so we had it last time, we've got a honking great big banner out in the hall which has this enormous creature with a city on the back. And we had 7 different groups come in and go, I don't know what this is, how do I get involved with it? And of those, 5 of the groups had never done any role-playing before. So that's amazing, because these are people who are brand new to role-playing, the artwork has brought them in, and the reason we have a starter set is, one, so we can cater for people who haven't ever role-played before. Someone picks it up off a store and says, you know what, let's get started. It's everything they're able to do that. And the second reason is for people like me who've been role-playing forever and I just want to get started. I will go back and I will buy all your stuff and I will read all the rule books, but I need to do it right here, right now, and that way it gets me. So that's kind of the reason for having a starter set. It's also one of the reasons for having the new edition. So it will be 2.0, but the way it works, it will be just called Cipher. And the whole deal is it will be much, much easier to get started for someone who has never seen the system before, who perhaps plays a main brand fantasy. I also absolutely love that we can call it a main brand fantasy. That's a great step up from 10 or 20 years ago even, right? And then you can just get going. So we want to make it more accessible to people. We want to make it easier to start, easier to get into. But there's also a whole bunch of things that when we released this 13 years ago, I think originally with Numenera, a whole bunch of evolutions has happened. There's things where our fans and our GMs, they're like, well, we run it like this because it's a bit more streamlined. I mean, for goodness sake, Monty, Sean, Bruce, they play all the time and we play all the time, and we run it with different tweaks and twiddles in it. So now is the time to go through and go, look, this makes it easier, this is where it's going, here's all the streamlined. So we're catering for 3 sets of people. 1, I don't know what I'm doing, please hold my hand and immediately give me a thing. 2, I've got this, I can build this from the ground up, I know what I'm doing. And the 3rd set of folks, like, I'm a little bit between both, but having a bit of one and a bit of other means we can get started. And that's absolutely the point of Cipher, which is we're doing it. So yes, we've got more accessible. That's Devil's Dandy Dogs, ladies and gentlemen. Every now and then there has been howling from our room. A couple of folks, bless them, have come in to check. No animals were harmed during the making of this particular video. Honest God, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. So, yes, accessibility, easy to start. Also, there's a whole pile of things in, because this has evolved over sort of 13 years. There are a bunch of things in there which kind of do the same thing, or the newer one that we've brought out is a better version of it. So that's what we want to do, is just like get rid of the extraneous stuff, reorganize things so it's easier to find, the explanations are good, and because we were asked yesterday actually by the Cypher Unlimited mob, it's like, what is it? It's like, have you had any fan input? So We have, but they don't know that they've been having an input. So the Cipher Unlimited, which is our fan-run Discord, we always look in there, see what's going on, and it's little things like, oh, we thought that explanation was good, but actually it's better off this way, and you're right, people don't understand it that side. Places like Reddit, which can be quite frightening for certain publishers to go into, actually hearing people's bad experiences have been just as valuable.
Of course.
Because this might not be your restaurant that you want to sit at, but going in and going, you know what, I liked it wasn't for me, that's great. But someone going in and going, no, it was awful and this was terrible and everything was burnt, we're like, holy cats, no. How do we stop that happening? And so that has been
Get a better game master, you'll be fine.
That is an option, but we would like
The
to...
answer to all of it, all the time, every time.
Not officially endorsed.
No.
But you're right. It's
My opinion only.
one of the things is, how do you be a good GM? There's loads of how do you be a good GM. There's not enough how do you be a good player, because that's one of the
That's true
things.
too.
You've turned up, you've just finished work or school or whatever it happened is. The kids have been in a creation, you're late for dinner, you haven't got it, you sit down at the table, it's like, I don't really want to play. No. Get yourself in there. How do you do this? Be the best player for everyone there. Because the wonderful thing about Cipher is that we are telling stories together.
Sure.
Again, this is your TV show. If your character is
Don't
in a...
get it canceled.
Right. I mean, we have unlimited budget because it's imagination.
That's something I tell people all the time. They're like, well, what are role-playing games like? I'm like, okay, so imagine your favorite movie and you're making a sequel to it, but you have an unlimited budget, you can do whatever you want, any special effect can happen. You're like, hey, that sounds kind of cool.
And nothing feels better than that moment where you just pulled off like the movie scene perfectly in your head. You've done it, everyone at the table, you're all celebrating it together. And I think a huge part of the updates for Cipher have been to make those moments more common, even more accessible, even bigger and grander. And we were working on the Magnus Archives and the Old Gods Appalachia role-playing game, and they are both very self-contained books.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need the Cypher System core book to run them, and so we were writing them kind of from scratch. And so I think the design team did a lot of work of saying, well, here's a couple new rules for this book, and here's how we're going to integrate this. And as they were doing that, they were like, we could just make this for Cipher.
Right.
And so I think a lot of the new aspects of those books are being kind of used as a jumping off point for the ways to make Cipher 2.0 even better.
So do you have a date set for Cipher 2.0?
So we will be crowdfunding at the end of summer. We don't ever give a date, but please do have a look at our socials, have a look at our newsletter, have a look at our news site on the web.
Or you can just get the news from me too.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
maybe.
So this is the other thing. We can't tell you. We will tell you afterwards in a secret coded message which will explode. So that will be fine. Because then that way you can release, stuff so you get up to date stuff.
One last thing, I noticed you have a zine-sized item in front of you, Kate. What is that?
So one of the things that we did, which was quite interesting, is when we did High Noon at Midnight, so our Weird West, and when we did Neon Rain and things, we also produced zines for them. So Cash and Chrome is actually for the cyberpunk idea. So the deal is that in this, you have an absolute ton of adverts, as though it's on the web or whatever version of the internet you're running. And the deal is that you can use this to give plot to players. There's notifications for boards, for jobs that they can do.
Okay.
So this is almost like they're like, oh, I'm going to have a look through here. Guys, this sounds interesting. Let's go and do a run on this. How do we do this thing? Oh, I've heard about, see, this is it, the Omega Bat. It's basically a baseball bat with an advancement on the nails in it, except, it'll be chrome, titanium, extra bladed.
Yes.
And these are a lot of fun, and they give a huge amount of flavour. Because one of the things you want to do is, obviously, if you're playing online with a VTT, it's quite easy to drop a whole bunch of stuff in. A lot of people have got used to that play, especially after the COVID. And as a result, sitting down at a table again, it's not quite as shiny, it's not got a thing. It's like, look, here's a thing that looks good, that feels part of it. So, and we might well be doing things like that in the future, possibly, but we can't tell you.
Every
just
once
have
in a
to
while
find
they
out.
crack. Every once in a while they
no.
crack and they tell me stuff.
Every once in a while, we stop and go, "Oh no,
Oh no, I guess.
I've had many publishers do that, and they're like, "Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell you.
Yes,
You want to
yeah,
edit
yeah.
that out? Yeah, okay."
And you know what? It comes from like very genuine excitement. Where as a human, I'm so excited and I want to talk about it,
That's right.
Yes.
and then I have to like hold myself shut. So it comes from a very good place.
yes."
Olivia, Kate, any final words you want to share about Monte Cook Games with our audience?
We would love to play games with you. If you happen to be doing a different system, we think that our system will absolutely be terrific for you. Please come and have a look at us, come and see our socials. If you're at Gen Con, room 131 and 132, montecookgames.com. Have a look at our social media. There's a lot going on there. And if you're interested in being at the ground up for the new edition, then have a look at our backer kit page. It will also be on all the socials and everything else in our news. Yeah, sign up. We'd love to play games with you. And we'd love your feedback because you'll then become part of this.
Right.
It's good.
I think you just about covered it. And if you're not following and subscribing, you should be.
It's good.
You should.
Thank you.
Kate,
Thank you so
Olivia,
much.
thank you very much for taking some time out. It is a busy Gen Con, as always. And enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
Jeff.
having us.
Amazing.
Cool.